Hello everyone, my name is Thủy Anh from Hanoi Free Private Tour Guide. Today I will tell you about Hỏa Lò Prison. Hỏa Lò Prison was built in Hanoi by the French in 1896. When Vietnam was still part of French Indochina, it was used by the French colonists in Vietnam for political prisoners, and later by North Vietnam for U.S. prisoners of war during the Vietnam War. During this later period, it was sarcastically known to American powers prison of war as the Hanoi Hinton. The prison was demolished during the 1990s. Through the gate, a house remained as a museum. The name Hỏa Lò, commonly translated as a fiery furnace or even household, also means stove. The name originated from the street name for Hỏa Lò due to the concentration of stores selling wood, stove and coal-fired stove along the street from pre-colonial times. The prison were intended to hold Vietnamese prisoners, particularly political prisoners agitating for independence, who were often subject to torture or execution. In 1913, a revolution expanded its capacity from 460 inmates to 600. It was nevertheless often overcrowded, holding some 730 prisoners on a given day in 1916, a figure which would rise to 895 in 1922 and 1,430 in 1933. By 1954, it held more than 2,000 people. With its inmates held in subhuman conditions, it had become a symbol of colonialist exploitation and of the bitterness of the Vietnamese towards the French. Democratic Republic of Hanoi, 1954, following the defeat at the Battle of Điện Biên Phủ and the 1954 Geneva Accords, and the French left Hanoi, and the prison came under the authority of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. Thereafter, the prison served as an education center for revolutionary doctrine and activity, and its work kept around after the French left to mark its historical significance to North Vietnamese. During the Vietnam War, the prison was used by Vietnam government to confine American powers. One of the most notable inmates were John McCain, U.S. Navy pilot, senator, and 2008 Republican presidential nominee. France officially colonized Vietnam in 1884. During the colonization period, France implements many cruel policies like exploiting natural and labor resources, imposing heavy tax on critical goods, suppressing revolt and revolutionary movement, arresting, confining, killing, and torturing protesters. Vietnamese suffered badly from all the draconian policies. There were more and more organizations and uprisings against French. Then France decided to build this prison in 1869 to detain the dissidents, who were often called political prisoners. In 1954, there were up to 2,000 inmates confined in the prison. The prisoners were treated badly with brutal form. of tortures like beating, electric shock. Although being treated cruelly, political prisoners still kept fighting in many ways, such as updating and exchanging movements, information from outside, organizing escapes. Through the escapes, more than 1,100 people became free and continued fighting for freedom and liberation of the country. Many of them then became important figures in Vietnam Communist Party and government. After French were defeated in 1954, the North Vietnamese government took over the prison. In Vietnam War, the prison was used to detain American pilots, prisoners of war. US prisoners were treated much better than the way Vietnamese prisoners had been treated by French. A dungeon cachot. This dungeon was used for those who broke the rules and regulations with the purpose of killing prisoners will to fight little by little. They were held in subhuman condition in dark room, had to sleep, eat, and go toilet at the same place. Moreover, they were detained in the position that legs are higher than head. All of these things make prisoner uncomfortable and cause blood to flow to the head. This can lead to some disease like dizziness, edema. Comrade Trường Trinh, who then became supreme leader of Vietnam Communist Party, were ever confined in this dungeon. At Suez, during the time of prison functioned there to escape overnight. For the first try in 1945, 100 prisoners tried to escape and all of them succeeded. Second time in 1951, 16 prisoners escaped but only 5 were successful. For the first try in 1945, as you can see, the stairs were quite big, so it was easy for prisoners to go through. But in the second time, French trained the small sewer, so they were only 5 out of 16 people succeed. This is about Hỏa Lò Prison. Thank you for your attention.